I mean, I've hunted mostly my entire life by myself, and I think it's just because it's so hard to find a good hunting partner. There's kind of a list of criteria, and I would say first and foremost is probably somebody that doesn't take themselves too seriously. There's just so much that can go wrong, or you can have long, hard hunts, and it can be tough. You can make stupid mistakes. So I think there's got to be like a little bit of silliness. I think you have to have similar goals and just like a similar desire and expectation for the hunt. But it's this intangible thing, and it just seems like you got it with some people, and maybe some people you don't.
This is what you call the first day slow play.
First day slow play?
The first day slow play. You don't blow them out, you wait them out. Figure them out.
Yeah, once we figure out where they're bedding.
Figure out where they're talking. Slip in nice and easy. Just let them do it. Just pick them off one by one. Just like a ninja.
I think what makes a good hunting partner is somebody who has the same mentality and hunting style as you. They're easy to hang out with. You always have a good time. You're unified in the same goal that you're trying to achieve. And you really know what's expected out of each other. And, it's an effortless relationship. I think you realize pretty quickly when somebody's going to be a good hunting partner. It's usually on that very first hunt you go on with them, and that was no different for Trail and I. And I think we both realized that after our first hunt together, that we work well as a team. We had hell of a good time, and things just clicked. And ever since then, it's kind of become a tradition that we go on an elk hunt every year together.
We just got up this morning, got all our stuff together, bugled a couple times. We got a bull. It's bugled just over the ridge here. Sounds like he's maybe just off the backside. So we're gonna try to find our way through this jungle. So far he seems decently receptive to bugling back.
He just kept working. He must have cows, the bigger one, because he keeps working this way. I probably got like right up into here. I think like a satellite bull. It's probably like 30, 40 yards. Could just barely see his antlers. And then he was looking at us like when I was cow calling back to you guys. I was hoping he was going to like try to come in the middle of us. But I mean, I saw him for maybe 3 seconds.
We were on bulls. Bulls were bugling and talking, but reality is that country was probably more than we wanted. It was just so thick.
We just moved spots, and about 10 minutes out of the truck, we got a bugle. And our wind came right at my back, swirled up, and off he went. The new spot's promising when there's elk right out of the truck. Yeah, and this terrain is much easier to walk in than the burn, thick, nasty hellhole that we were just in before this.
Yeah, this is really mild.
Yeah, this feels good walking in this. Feels really good.
And you're in the shade all day.
I mean, it was a relief in the fact that, we found elk in a more conducive area, and it was just a matter of getting one within range and getting a shot off.
stop right here, I look straight in. I can see anglers walking at us. Oh, really? Yeah. Sounds like a wrangler.
We came across this elk. You know, it was a bull with some cows. He was across a super steep canyon, and it was kind of in a position to where it was going to be really tough to make a play. So we were kind of predicting where he was going to go bed that afternoon, and then making a game plan of how we can get around and get in position for a late afternoon, evening play on him possibly.
Kind of waiting for the sun to hit on this side so the wind starts going up. But now we're just gonna kind of work around and get on the same face with this bull that's right below us. Kind of slow play it and see what happens. He's bugling a lot, so we should be able to keep track of him. And then there's another bull across canyon, and his cows are coming down. So we're just gonna try to get on the same face with this bull over here and give him hell.
We ended up losing track of that bull. He didn't really bugle, kind of shut up on us. So we decided for the evening we were gonna work up a different ridge and see if we couldn't get in some different bulls.
see him. Sure. We better just go in there and kill him.
Yeah, that's him. 200 yards. Just put on a concert for us.
The morning hunts were pretty tough. The elk weren't bugling too much, and if they were bugling, it was usually right at dawn. And then usually the temperature would start to pick up, so it was getting hot throughout the day, and then we'd just have to wait till evening for them to start picking up the action again.
What do you think the deal is? Too much pressure during the day. They bugle at night. That's what I'm thinking. You think? I don't know though. Yesterday those two were screaming till 9:30.
Like the other thing I haven't seen a lot of is like a big group of cows.
I haven't seen even cows, bro.
You know what I mean?
I think we've seen like three cows total.
Like usually if there's a big group of cows, they'll start getting riled up.
And there were just a lot of roads in this unit, more than there are in a lot of areas that we've hunted before. You know, midday we could roll back to the truck and resupply. I think we decided it would be best if you could just run out with maybe 1 or 2 days worth of supplies, including, you know, your camp. It's far easier to cover ground when you've got a 30-pound pack versus a 55 or 60-pound pack.
What do you think? Go to that ridge or stay on this one?
This one was pretty good the other night. But we haven't been on that one. You think you'd still hear them over here if they were bugling?
Oh yeah. I think you would.
Let's go into the bottom and see what that looks like.
Okay. Yeah, just a little guy with one antler. I was feeling pretty desperate.
I thought you were going to shoot him. I was waiting for it to go off. I was packing meat in my mind.
I think I was gonna shoot him.
You should have shot him then.
Well, he stopped right behind that green thing. Literally, his vitals right behind that.
But you stopped him.
Yeah, I tried stopping him right here, so he'd stop to the right of that green branch. Well, shoot.
One horn jack.
We know where they're at. Right up on top of this ridge is the money hole.
It was a long day with nothing happening until the last 30 minutes. It's really cool. They're up there just bugling. Guess we stay in the bottom tonight and then make the trip up in the morning. Just kind of side the hill.
Hopefully catch them coming back to bed.
Hopefully they're bugling.
Fingers crossed.
Mornings have really sucked the last 2 days. Again, well, just today mostly. Yesterday that bull was bugling. Those two bulls were bugling good, but they were in no man's land. Oh, we're gonna get rained on today.
I think it's supposed to rain tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Guess I better get the old tarp set up.
It rained all night last night. Got up this morning so far. Nothing bugling. Trail said he heard a couple last night, but yeah, nothing bugling yet. Man, we're just gonna work back up this ridge to where those bulls were at last night. See if we can catch them coming back into bed. This wind's going straight down, and there's a bunch of elk bugling on the backside of this. We're just gonna go straight down this canyon, kind of go real slow at that bull that we know is kind of like right across from us. Try to give him a shot, and if that doesn't work, we're probably gonna go down to the bottom or go around. Just try to get underneath these bulls because it seems like this wind's gonna be going down all day.
We popped into the bottom and kind of explored the bottom drainage where there's a bunch of creeks that come together. And we found a wallow, and I love sitting a wallow.
He's coming down here somewhere.
I think he's coming. I don't know how soon, but I'm betting he's gonna end up right here somewhere.
Sitting a wallow in the rain is not your best bet. Ultimately you want it to be kind of dry and hot. You want those elk to be thirsty. It's kind of counterintuitive, if you will. But at that point, we were clear into the bottom of this canyon mid-afternoon.
That little rainstorm didn't help. I mean, I bugled probably 3 times right there. Probably, 10 minutes of shooting light left, and nothing answered.
Got up the next morning, and elk were bugling pretty much as I was pulling all my gear down and putting it in my backpack.
And they're kind of working their way up the canyon, so we knew we had to hustle. So our goal when we woke up that morning was to hustle straight up that canyon as quick as we could and try to get on those elk.
There were a lot of times we looked at each other like, do we just give up on this or do we just keep going?
Close. So close. Just didn't want to bite.
It's always keep going. So we just kept going. So I think we chased him almost all the way to the top of the mountain that morning. here's the one thing about Neville I would say is the guy's I think he's a really genuine guy. Like I tend to take people on the feel I have for them and how genuine they are in regards to the person that they are, and just in regards to, you know, hunting. How genuine are they about this passion? How bad do they feel it? And do they feel it on a similar level that I feel it? And I always got the feeling that Neville's just a good, genuine guy. And in that regard, you know, I think he makes a phenomenal hunting partner.
I just turned my back to him. I'm like, I'm not gonna give him any of my face at all.
Oh my God.
Smoked him. Let's give him 20 minutes or so.
I owe everything to Trail. He's by far the best elk hunter I know. He was kind of the first person to really take me under his wing and show me how to elk hunt, which I think really goes to show who he is as a person.
Congrats, bud.
Thanks, man.
You did it.
Thanks for coming.
That was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
He cares more about others than himself.
Yeah, that's him. Those flared out thirds.
And he really does want to see you be successful.
Yeah, he finally just got sick and came back.
He had to check it out.
Had to check it out. Made a great shot. If he was quartering, was he quartering slightly to you?
He must have been a little bit.
We'll have to see what that X or the entry looks like. All right, through him though. That's definitely him. He's got those flared out thirds. 6 point. Yeah, and I remember looking at him this morning because I remember thinking how light horned he was, you know? Because everything's been so wet.
They were actually finally bugling this morning, thank God.
They're bugling all night.
Bugling all night. I think it rained a lot last night too.
It rained a bunch, but I just kept thinking last night, hopefully these bulls that are bugling right here stay close enough that we can get on them in the morning, you know? And then my fear was this morning, because that's what they've been doing, is they've been bugling at night and then they quit during the morning, but
This guy sure didn't do that.
yeah, he kept going, kept bugling, we just kept following, and
Just worked him.
we got to what, maybe 100 yards twice, and cow called, and he
Yeah,
just
we-
didn't seem interested.
We had a couple setups on him, but he was in some thick stuff. Wouldn't
Yeah,
come in.
bugled at him.
And we figured he was coming into these trees, and he did. And then once he got in these trees, there was like 5 or 6 other bulls that started running in, I think trying to steal his cows, or
He had 2 cows.
there was probably 3 or 4 other bulls running around in here, and then just kind of kept creeping through this timber, then broke off.
Cow called, he finally came back.
All of a sudden, he's coming, Trail says. Yeah, so I think we're gonna cut him up. I think we're gonna hang him because the season we only got 2
Tomorrow
more.
on the next day.
Yeah, we only got 2 days left of the season. So we're probably just gonna hang him, find a nice shady spot, hang him, and then we know there's like 3 or 4 more bulls right up in here. So hopefully we'll work on those this evening and Trail shoots one and
Spend a day or 2 packing.
walking from the right.
No, I was like, he's coming from your right. And I tried to get your attention because then he's like, literally, he was like right there, like 10 minutes.
I saw an elk. You could see an elk right here walking.
Yeah.
And I assumed you were saying he's coming right. He's coming right.
I was trying to get you to look to your right because I heard a branch crack and I looked and I could see him walking.
I'd have shot him. I'd have shot him 200 yards from the road.
Last day.
What do you think the best day is the last day?
All the luck starts going your way.
You should have let me know today that raghorn was 8 feet from my shoulder. I'd have shot him.
Oh no.
I mean, I think that goes back to having a good hunting partner. I think, you have a good one when, he can be frustrated with me or I can be frustrated with him and I can throw a little fit, a temper tantrum, and, I can be pissed and, he doesn't take it personal. He understands the situation. He gets it, and then maybe an hour later I get it and, we're right back to normal. I think it's just like another testament to knowing that you've got somebody good when you can have a little moment like that and you're both still good to go after.